بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. May Allah's peace and blessing be upon His last and final messenger, His household, and His companions, and all those who follow His teachings until the end of time.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألف لام ميم. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون.
Now, we are in the last verse he recited now, verse number 3. And those who establish their iman, those who their iman is not questionable, those whom their iman is strong enough to guide them to do the right thing all the time, because they believe in the unseen. They believe that Allah sees them wherever they are. You can't hide away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no matter where you enter. Even the angels, even the Satan sees you while we can't see them. So either you are with Satan or with the angels, or both. Or rest assured, wherever you are with your Lord. Allah, if you are one or single, Allah is your second. If you are three, Allah is the fourth one. If you are 10, Allah is the 11th one. And there is nothing that will happen between one person and the entire world population, 7 billion men and women, which Allah is not a perfect witness to all our utterances and all our actions wherever we are, and whatever we say or whatever we do. Not only that, whatever is in our minds, Allah is aware of that.
ألم تر أن الله يعلم ما في السماوات والأرض ما يكون من نجوى ثلاثة إلا هو رابعهم ولا خمسة إلا هو سادسهم ولا أدنى من ذلك ولا أكثر إلا هو معهم أينما كانوا ثم ينبئهم بما عملوا يوم القيامة إن الله بكل شيء عليم.
This is an ayah from Surah Al-Mujadala, establishing, stressing of what I said. There is nothing that happens anywhere, not on earth only. It's not only earth that Allah has, on all the planets, and the entire heavens and galaxies, apart from the ones we are hearing of, our galaxies, anywhere which Allah is not aware in full details. And tomorrow He will tell us, will tell everybody and everyone what happened to his life in this world, because Allah is aware of everything that we do and we say, and all the time. Darkness does not prevent Him from seeing us. Walls and roofs do not prevent Him from hearing us. everything, Allah hears and sees us clearly. Clearly. So, and those who establish prayers, alhamdulillah, in the last few days, we were able to discuss the first and second stations of salat, purifications and ablutions. Now we will do the last station, which is salat. Indeed, the Prophet says, Sallu kama ra'aytumuni usalli. Pray as though, or pray as you see me pray. Read what I read in my salat, Fatiha and any surah or ayah. Bow, do the ruku', and then do the sujood, do the tashahhud, and say the salam. Is it everybody, including men and women? From the hadith on the surface, yes. But from the details of ulama, no. Because there are certain things that women are exempted, or their methods is different from that of those of men. Certainly the prayers of men is different in several aspects than the men's mode of prayers. When the prayer times comes, how do you announce to the people around you that it is time for prayers? You make adhan. Do women make adhan? No. Men are encouraged to call adhan even if they are alone in the bush, in the middle of the bush. You are alone. Nobody around you, only animals and birds and insects. You should not pray your Zuhr or Maghrib or Isha or Subh. You are encouraged to call adhan. Allahu Akbar. Except if you feel doing this will endanger your life. So if you are going to call wicked people, don't call adhan loudly, don't. So women don't call adhan. That's the difference. Even though adhan is not actually part of the chorus of salat. In the mosque, after adhan, when the imam enters the mosque, the muaddin makes iqamah. Women are not to do that. Women don't make iqamah, whether they're in the mosque or in their own homes. Allah has forgiven them. The hadith Al-Bayhaqi reported that the Prophet says there is no adhan and iqamah on women. Man is allowed to pray and his prayer is accepted fully, provided he covers from his umbilical cord to his knees. A woman must cover her entire bodies except her face and palms. Even if she is in her room alone, she should cover her body entirely. Number 3 or 4, when women gather in a room or a house or a bow, there's difference between the way they bow and the way they prostrate. The bowing of women is different from the bowing of men. Men, when they're bowing, they open their hands, put their hands on their knees and open their hands. Women, when they're bowing, when they put their hands on their knees, they squeeze themselves into one body. No space between their arms and their body. This is women. This is difference. Also, women, when they are prostrating, they should be different from that of men. Men, when they prostrate, they open their hands widely, except if they are very close to each other. Women, they clip their hands to their bodies. This is different from those of men. When women are praying in congregation behind an imam, and they should recite loud enough for nearby non-muhrim men to hear them if there are no barriers. It is recommended, Sheikh, when you are also praying behind an imam and the imam is reciting silently, also for you to recite silently. When he recites openly, don't recite nothing, just listen to him. However, when you are reciting the Fatiha or the Surah, you should not recite aloud for the people around you to hear what you are reciting. In case you are going to complete your prayers for the rak'ahs you have missed, you don't recite aloud to the hearings of your neighbor. The highest level of women to recite aloud is for her to hear her voice. This is the highest. And the lowest is for her to move her lips. A man can recite aloud in the mosque. The imam does that. In fact, we even have loudspeakers to help him recite aloud. Women are not allowed to do that, even where they have their own mosques. This is another difference. Even though women are allowed to come to the mosque for prayers with the permission of their husbands, it is better and more recommended and more rewarding for them to pray at home, even if they are neighbors to that mosque. Because the wives of the Prophet ﷺ don't attend the mosque all the time. They pray in their rooms. And when they want to come to the mosque, they ask permission of their husband. I want to pray with you Maghrib. Say, no, don't come. We're going to have visitors from so-so country or from so-so town or from so-so village, so the mosque will not be enough for women. Don't come. And she has to obey him. Say, I want to pray. We have been created the same. Your grave is different from my own. Don't fight him. Allah has given him the right to regulate your life. Very important. Please. From the beginning of Ramadan to the 25, and they will start disappearing. The crowd will start disappearing and diminishing. You know? So when they come and they're in congregation, the arrangement differs from that. The arrangements of saf, of rows, differ from those of men. It's different. The more away you are from men, the more rewards you have. The more you're away from men, the more rewarding. The more closer you are to men, the more trouble. You don't impress Allah when you are struggling to be in front of yourself. I want to myself first self. That is the most weakest self of women. The most disliked self of women is their first row. Another thing, An-Nawawi said that Imam Shafi'i said in his book Al-Mukhtasar that there's no difference between men and women in action of prayers, except that it is preferable for women to bring parts of her body closer together. See? Even the Shafi'i, who is also a supporter of women's mosques and congregation, he is saying that women should not behave like men during the congregation. And to place her stomach in the position of what? The position of sujood. She should squeeze herself such that her legs, her thigh, are touching her stomach. She should not extend like the men do. This is very important. So he said that, except that it is preferable for a woman to bring parts of her body closer together and to place her stomach against her thighs during prostrations for increased modesty. For increased modesty. This is also different from the prayers of men. This, according to An-Nawawi, Imam Nawawi, is a very important and an icon of the Mazhab al-Shafi'iyah. It said in his own book, Al-Majmu', that women differ from men in congregational prayers in the following ways. One, their rights are not ascertained as precisely as men's. So women are not allowed to behave the same way men behave in the mosque. Meaning, if women come to the mosque, they will be the first to leave. No time for azkar for women in the mosque. Go home and do your azkar. No time to do your nafila in the mosque. As soon as the Imam says As-salaam alaikum, leave the mosque. And the Imam, after saying As-salaam alaikum, he must turn his face to the west, to the south, or to the north. He should not be looking back behind, in front, putting the women in front and looking at them. No. He should look either here or here. But when there are no women in the mosque, he is permitted to look the men. Preferably for him to leave the place so that he will not actually have any feeling in him that, look, all this congregation, they're under me, I'm a superman. No. Probably. Second, if a woman comes to the mosque and she's alone, she can't enter the saf. She stays behind the saf and say her prayers. She will not enter the saf because she's alone. So, even if they are going to pray together in the congregation, because the Imam Shafi'i and Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbali, they have agreed that women can have their own mosque and have their own salat and have their own imama. So even then, a woman cannot go in front like men go in front. She has to be in the first row and command the congregation by Allahu Akbar, Sami Allahu liman hamida, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, As-salamu alaikum. This is also another difference from men's prayers. If the husbands will lead the prayer at home with his wife and maybe his son, no matter how small the son, maybe 7 years, maybe 8 years, maybe 10 years old, the son will stand by his right, but the mother will stand behind them. She can't stand on the same level with the husband, even though they are the same family, husband and wife. She still has to be behind him. This is also another difference. So I want to tell you that women are not like men. Men are not like women. So please don't be deceived by some set of people who advocate that what men are doing in their prayers, female ought to do. It's not the same. There is the Qabli and Ba'di, which we all know that the same. What causes the Qabli in men can cause the same in women. The same thing with Ba'di, the same thing. Any other act are the same. Women must read Fatiha. They also should read surah or one ayah after Fatiha, and they should pray standing if they can. Any woman, anybody who can pray standing but prefers to sit down his prayer is invalid. If you can stand, stand. If you can't stand until you lean on the wall or on anything, lean. Don't sit down. But if you can't stand and you can't lean because of your sickness, sit down. And when you sit down on the chair, don't recline. Don't, like this. Don't recline. Sit straight. Sit straight. This is how to do it. And there are two types of sittings in Salat, according to Sunnah. There's what's called at-tawarruk and al-iftirash. Women preferably are required to do their own sittings from the beginning to the end. Spread your left leg and sit on the floor. Al-iftirash is to sit on your left leg. So there's the difference. Sit on the left leg, and this one, spread the left leg and sit on the floor. It's more difficult, actually, especially for people who are fat. They require a lot of space to do that. Anyway, what I have forgotten to mention, please remind me. What I have mentioned and you don't understand, please ask me. May Allah forgive us, accept our prayers.
Amen.
Book us among those whom He will have mercy upon them this month.
Amen.
And forever. Amen. Those whom He is going to forgive this month and forever. And those whom He will offer to them salvation from hellfire in this month and forever.
إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وآل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم آت نفوسنا تقواها وزكها أنت خير من زكاها أنت وليها ومولاها فنعم المولى ونعم النصير الذين يذكرون الله قياما وقعودا وعلى جنوبهم ويتفكرون في خلق السماوات والأرض ربنا ما خلقت هذا باطلا سبحانك فقنا عذاب النار ربنا إنك من تدخل النار فقد أخزيته وما للظالمين من أنصار ربنا إننا سمعنا مناديا ينادي للإيمان أن آمنوا بربكم فآمنا ربنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار ربنا وآتنا ما وعدتنا على رسلك ولا تخزنا يوم القيامة إنك لا تخلف الميعاد سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.